Today we're going to talk about the portrait. The portrait is a picture or a painting or a piece of art that's about a person. There's also pet portraits, but we're going to talk about people portraits. We're used to seeing portraits like this in the museum. The people in portraits, especially the older, more historic painted portraits, are usually people who were very important or very rich. It took a lot of money to get an artist to do a portrait of someone. A lot of the time, we only know about the importance of people from our past because they are in a portrait. That last one was Queen Elizabeth. This one is Mozart, the famous musician. A lot of the time, we go to a museum and we see portraits, we might say, but sometimes we'll go and we look closely and might see someone that looks like ourselves. There's a certain way that people might look that you look like too. There might be something in the way that a portrait speaks to you that you can identify with. It's funny to see someone that reminds you of someone you know in a portrait. But then along came Kehinde Wiley. He's one of my favorite artists because he decided to use that style of old historic portraits and put living, everyday people into those portraits. Here's an example. At first, this looks like one of those old-fashioned portraits, but now, when we look closely, we can see some details emerge, like this guy's just wearing a t-shirt. He looks like someone we'd see in our neighborhood. This is definitely a modern outfit, and someone that we might see if we were walking around. It might even look like a friend we have. But when you look really close, you can also see he has logos and things that are familiar to us. And in the background, intricate, amazing patterns that look like wallpaper, but the really luxurious kind. In some of his paintings, the patterns start to spill over onto the subject or the person of the portrait. Kehinde Wiley's work even appears on the television show Empire, in the background of the wealthy and powerful family. And your project is going to be also making a Kehinde Wiley's inspired portrait of yourself. We're going to get a photograph of you and make it look like a painting through an iPad filter, and we're going to print a beautiful background pattern for your art. On this background, she used a gold paint to make her wallpaper especially luxurious, yet she's wearing the typical outfit she'd wear to school. So when you take your portrait today with the iPad, I want you to really think about what kind of pose you will use to look like you are an important or wealthy person. How will you hold your head? What will your facial expression be? Will it be goofy or will it be extremely serious? To create our background, we're going to make stencils today. You'll get a small piece of cardboard and you'll use your scissors to cut out a pattern inside. The stencil will then be used to print your wallpaper. We'll just tap a sponge brush into your stencil with paint and it'll make several patterns. You can even make a stencil that has many different openings. And in the end, you'll have a wallpaper all your own to go behind your portrait.